What's up, everybody? This is going to be something a little bit different than what I usually do. I'm usually just playing music and chilling and hanging out and whatnot. But I've actually been wanting to do this video for probably over a year now. But I feel like after playing and just playing with these different synths that you can see a little bit of behind me, which is just a mix of Moogs and Behringers, semi-modulars, and I've got an Arturia drum brute. I feel like after playing with these type of synths and stuff for a little bit now, I feel like I can actually talk about and get my thoughts in order, because this is going to be completely unscripted. Everything was before was going to be completely unscripted, but I really wouldn't have had any idea what I'm talking about. I still don't really know much about what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest. I've never actually had any actual musical talent or whatever. I'm glad everybody likes this stuff. So that it's fun. I just do it because it's fun. So basically, how this all started is going to be very strange, maybe to some people, but I totally tripped out on mushrooms for my first time ever. And when I was tripping, the music I heard in my imagination was just so wild. It was amazing. It was like the most awesome experience I could ever experience within my own imagination. Long story short, but basically there was nothing playing. I was literally just laying down, just tripping balls. But that inspired me to actually want to do music, and I don't really know how to play musical instruments. I used to play flute before, like way back in the day. But yeah, pretty much, all the musical knowledge, like notes on the staff and all that stuff, yeah, pretty much wiped from my memory just because I hadn't done it in for absolutely just years. So I decided I wanted to play synthesizers, because synthesizers are very fun and cool and very addicting. And I liked the fact that most of them had sequencers and stuff, so I would be able to keep everything in time and whatnot. I'm not really that great at that either, but this is, with the sequencers and stuff, you can kind of cheat that. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about was, other than what kind of started all this, and what are the plans now and I guess for the future. So, well, now, after having to play these synths, what would I have done differently in the beginning, maybe? Probably my biggest thing that I would have done, and I do love these Moogs, and I do love the Behringers. And let me be honest, having both of them at the same time, I've got the clones of the Moogs, of the Behringers. I don't have the Spice yet, which is a clone of the Subharmonicon. But I can tell you for certain, whichever one you buy, you're going to be happy with. There's very few differences in the Behringer Crave versus the Moog Mother 32. The sound quality of the Moogs is a little bit better, and when I say little bit, I mean it's not so much better that you're going to be able to tell the difference if somebody threw out a video and said, hey, I used a Moog or a Moog DFAM in this versus a Moog or a Behringer Edge. But either way, what I would do probably different, because the Moogs are very expensive if you're getting into this. Honestly, what I would have done is I would have played in VCV Rack first before I even bought anything. I would have played in VCV Rack probably for hours. Most of my videos at the beginning probably would have just been VCV Rack. Just because you can experiment with a whole bunch of different modules and stuff, and you can really take your time and learn something in it, and you don't have to worry about forking out thousands of dollars to actually do that. But I didn't do that. Other than that, I would have probably ended up buying either a case to build, or a set of Volcas. And when I talk about the Volcas, I mean like the Volca bass, the Volca voice, and those very little ones. They're like $130 a piece, and there's like 5 or 6 different kinds of them. And yeah, the Volca keys even, and just hook all those up. They're very powerful. They can do so much stuff, especially if you just throw them in, throw all the sound into a DAW and just start mixing all that stuff up. That'd be just insanely crazy for the price, what you could do with those. So if I was starting off fresh again, I more than likely would have bought a lot of those Volcas and a TR-8S right off the bat. I just did not realize how powerful some gear is, and there's so much gear. like when you start looking at all these videos and stuff that are reviewing all different kinds of gear and whatnot, it's insane. It's really hard to actually wrap your mind around, like then at the very beginning, what do you actually even want? What do you want to play? What do you want to do and stuff? Because there's so much. There's just so much different things. So yeah, the beginning would have been a lot different. I wouldn't have even bothered buying the Moogs. Honestly, they're just too expensive for what they are. There's features lacking on the Mother 32 that I don't really like, and on the DFAM. And the way the menu is on the Mother 32 is just, it's not intuitive when you're first starting off. Like once you mess with it enough, you'll remember where everything's at, but it's just not very intuitive using the LEDs to dive through the menu and stuff. Like kind of a L on that part, and the Crave is pretty much the same way. You got to dive through the menu with the LED buttons and stuff, and it's just kind of blah. But other than that, it's still fun. It's still great, and all the patch bays and stuff on it are awesome. So what I want to do now is, now that I've got these and I've been playing and practicing for quite a while now, I don't even feel that I'm good or whatever. I don't even dive into the whole skill part of this. I just make stuff and throw it up on my YouTube channel. If people like it, that's awesome. If people don't like it, that's awesome. They probably just don't watch it. But yeah, what I plan on doing now that I've kind of learned a bit more is the next piece of equipment I'm definitely getting is going to be the TR8S. I've got to have that drum machine. It just has so many different things I can do with it, and being able to load samples on there. I really want to get it and start using it for jungle. The Arturia Drum Brute is a good drum machine, but the sound, the way the drums sound, they just sound... I get that they sound artificial, but they sound almost too artificial. It just sounds weird. Once you hear other things and then compare it with the Arturia Drum Brute, it just does not sound that great to me, just in all honesty. If I would have went back, yeah, I definitely would have just saved up and got a TR8S first. But it does work great as, you know, using it as the master clock to go out to everything behind me. I've just got it chained up pretty much to everything else, and I hit play on it, and then everything else plays, and it's all in time, and it's just, you know, very nice. But yeah, other than that, like, just the sounds, not that good. I feel like I can do a lot more with the TR8S, especially just being able to load samples on there. That already is going to be like a game changer, because I have this drum machine here, very old drum machine, a Boss DR5. It's actually a rhythm machine. It can do other things, MIDI things, but it's old enough it doesn't have a clock sync out or anything like that. It just has some MIDI out and a MIDI in. But to me, in all honesty, this sounds better than the Arturia Drum Brute. So sometimes I'll use this, sometimes I use the Drum Brute. It's nice to use this because I don't have to worry about hitting 2 play buttons and making sure everything is perfectly in time. But this does sound really good, and I usually use this to record over like anything I've already made with my synths and stuff. But yeah, so I guess that leads into the future, talking about the TR8S. We're getting the TR8S, probably going to work on a lot of jungle. I love jungle. Ambience and stuff like that, and probably some ambient beats. I want to also do some more industrial stuff. I'm kind of taking a break right now from doing any kind of VR sets. I may do like 1 or 2 here and there. But I've done a just absolute ton of techno. And I kind of want to just back away from EDM right now and kind of let my mind kind of reprocess kind of what I want to do with that, because there's only so much, I feel like there's only so much techno I can make, mainly with this Drum Brute, because I just cannot get over how the drums sound. Everything else, like with my synthesizers and stuff, I feel like I've made some pretty cool stuff with it, but I just don't like the way it necessarily sounds, the drums, that is. So yeah, I definitely want to get a TR8S first, do some jungle on it, do some industrial on it. Still always going to be making trippy ambient music. That's always going to be a thing. But yeah, I wanted to just make this short video kind of explaining all that stuff. Hopefully it's going to be a great year. Probably looking to get the TR8S maybe next month. Don't know how long it'll take to actually ship to me and whatnot. But definitely going to be a big replacement drum machine for this drum brute. I'm going to send this drum brute off to one of my music major friends up in Oregon. I'm sure he can do a lot of cool things with it. And yeah, and I'm just excited to keep doing this and making more music. Thanks for everybody for hanging out when I'm jamming and stuff, and I'm glad y'all enjoy it. And yeah, I hope you hang out some more in the future, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see y'all in, I guess, the next video we do, or live stream, jam session, whatever. I'll probably make some shorts also, kind of like discussing a little bit of my workflow and stuff when I do start just messing around with the synthesizers and stuff when I'm live streaming and whatnot. I might show some of the favorite patches I've kind of done that sound really cool. And yeah, well, I guess just kind of spread the knowledge of where you can plug different aux cords into different things at one time and get different sounds out of it. But yeah, alright, that's it. I'm going to quit stalling now. I hope you enjoyed my ranting. Bye-bye.